What's going on, guys? It's been a very long time since I've done one of these videos, but it's one of those times in your life where I think I wanted to record this. For looking back, I guess, from years to come and just kind of being a pretty proud moment of mine. Many of you may not know me, however you come across this video. I'm currently doing this on Facebook Live now. If you see these stupid little things in my ears, they are the Apple AirPods. They do have a microphone into it, so hopefully the audio will be a lot better. But as I said, this is one of those moments in life that I do want to kind of remember, and so I thought I'd film it, and I thought I'd bring it all to you guys live here on Facebook, because it was you guys that made this such a success. The initial launch has gone well beyond my wildest dreams, and so I only have you to thank for that. The people who went out there and bought my book over the last week or so, and the books that had been pre-ordered just arrived in the mail today. So I wanted to do an unboxing for you, involve you guys at the very first moment that I actually open them. I will give full disclosure, I have actually opened up a much smaller package so I could see the book myself. But I did want to open these up and just kind of share that moment with you guys. And I guess selfishly, it's another little sales pitch I can get in there, that I do have a couple of these still left. So if you do want to buy a hard copy, they are $35 including postage. If you do have access to me and you can come to me, they're $30 on the dot. So get that sales pitch out of the way. It's the only time I'm going to do it today. As I said, I just wanted to share this moment with you guys tonight. So let's get right into it so you can see it. I've got my knife ready at the waiting. I can't see that screen at all, so I'm hoping you guys can see me, and I am actually showing you the book. I do have Amy to the side of me at the moment watching this live, so she can tell me if any of you guys are leaving comments or anything like that. I can then get that feedback off her, and she can let me know. So I'll say thank you to her. But there's a few people I do want to say thank you to, especially. And I'll try not to get emotional, because if any of you, again, know me, I tend to break into tears far too easily. But first and foremost, my parents. They've obviously been behind me all these years in all my crazy ideas and going into business and doing the things that I've wanted to do. They never ever once said that I couldn't do it, even when a lot of people have said that I couldn't do it and that I shouldn't do it. They always had that belief in me. Secondly, to my sister, who was the inspiration for this book. Again, some of you may or may not know, but she was the, I guess, the initiation for this when I received a phone call from my mother about 2 years ago, wanting to kind of really put the spark in her to try and change her life, because she was heading down a road that might have her die very quickly. So I then turned my expertise, which again, if you do know me or you don't, I've been an exercise physiologist and am an exercise physiologist, and have run an exercise physiology business for the last 10 years. And in that, I basically help people with injuries and getting back to life. Weight loss really hasn't been something that's been my first and foremost kind of skill set. But I do obviously have some knowledge around it. And so 2 years ago, I went on a journey, started a series called 7 Diets in 7 Weeks, came across the world of intermittent fasting, came across the world of skipping breakfast, and 2 years later, and a bucket load of work and hours, and I don't even want to know how many hours I put into this, I now have a book that the world has kind of responded in an unbelievable way, in the fact that we're now #1 on Amazon in about 5 different categories, that being diet, health and nutrition, health and wellness. What else have we got? Yeah, there's about 5 categories. I can't even remember them off the top of my head. And just today, we went #1 on the hottest new releases in the health and fitness industry, in the health and fitness section, sorry, taking over Sarah Wilson, which I have to say I was pretty happy about. And my absolute kind of, I guess, guy who is the leading guy that most people know about in the world of fasting with the 5-2 diet, Mike Mosley. I overtook his book when he was #1. I'm now #1 in front of him, and he's #2. So again, that was another kind of chuffed moment. So yes, to my sister, who was the inspiration about this book, and here we are 2 years later. My sister's almost 40 kilos down after being on this program that I've eventually come up with in the book over a year ago now. So that is a ridiculous effort on her behalf. And I mean, the stories which you'll find in the book, there's many testimonials and stories of people along their journey, family members and clients who have gone on this. But she is by far the outstanding client on that, and someone that obviously is very dear to me, and the fact that she's been able to turn her life around now, and she's well on her way to getting into a healthy weight range and living a lot longer to be an amazing auntie to my gorgeous girl. So that's fantastic. To my clients who have been there through the thick and thin as I've gone up and down through my emotions over the years, and through trying to get this business up and running, and to it being now a successful business on its own. Thank you to you for being there. I wouldn't be able to get into the position to be able to afford this. This certainly wasn't a cheap venture, even though I thought it would be a relatively cheap venture in the beginning. It certainly hasn't been. If it wasn't for you guys turning up week in and week out, I certainly wouldn't have been able to afford to do this or be in a position to do this. So to my clients, thank you very much. To my daughter, Amelia, you were certainly one of the very major reasons I wanted to do this. I've been working some ridiculous hours over the last 10 years, and I couldn't see a life where I was actually going to be able to spend time with her. And so I had to kind of come up with a way as well that I could maybe live a life where I could actually spend more time with her and not make everything so focused around business and just earning more money. And the moment I found out that we were pregnant, my wife and I, my life changed that moment. And the moment she was born, it changed yet again. And I can't even go a day without seeing her, or a minute without seeing her. So, sorry, Amy's...
Hello to the McKennas, to Nigel Parker, Brendan Nukes, Elizabeth McBride and Sarah Bellion.
Hello to you all. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Definitely some of those names that were in there have purchased books, so to you guys, thank you very much for your support. But yes, to Amelia, I then, as a branch off from this, have started another company called Start Late, Stay Light Health and Fitness. It's a website, so if you just go to startlatestaylight.com, I do online personal health and coaching, online mindset, online wellness, and just getting people into a more happy place to be able to go on to their weight loss journey or their health journey, whatever that may be. And so that's going to possibly, I don't know yet, but that's my new venture, give me the possibility to be able to spend more time at home and spend more time with my family while still being able to provide for them. So to you, my darling girl, she was certainly an inspiration to kind of make this a reality. And finally, of course, to my beautiful wife, Amy, when I came to her and said, can I take a large chunk of our savings and go on this venture, she certainly supported me from the very outset. Again, many of you may or may not know who I am, but she's having a giggle. I'm sure I'll find out in a second why. But she, I have ideas that I throw around all the time, and I don't want, and I kind of go on a journey and then I'm off it, and then I go on to something else, and I'm kind of jumping all over the place with my ideas all the time. And when I came up with this one, she was like, is this going to be one of those things that in kind of 6 months' time you kind of already moved on and we've already spent all that money and we don't kind of see a kind of a return from it, or a kind of see it through? And I said, no, this is definitely something I can see working and kind of really helping a lot of people in the world. And I've seen obviously the success it's had. And so she, as soon as I answered that, she could see that there was definitely a passion and a fire within me that was going to make this work. And here we are 2 years later, and the online business is going well. My online client base is growing, and we're definitely changing some lives there. I've got people around the world, people in the US, people in New Zealand, one person in the UK, and multiple people around Australia. So that's fantastic, the fact that I can reach even more people now, apart from the inner circle that I have that lives around me. So yes, thank you to all of those people, and I'm sure I've probably rabbled on long enough. Hello, little gorgeous. I've probably rabbled on long enough, so let's get this open and let's show you guys. So I won't go too deep. I don't want to cut the books in half.
People were saying, maybe take the knife off him.
Let's see, there's one. So as I said, I'm hoping you can see this. There's a lot of paper, I'm sure Amelia will want to play with that. But there it is. So I'll get a little bit closer there for you. and the back barcode ready to go out into stores. I'm going to be attacking some of the local bookstores around the area in the next week or two to try and see if they want to stock my book. But as I said, guys, there it is. Not something fake, not something kind of just done off a whim. A 332-page book, and it basically details the entire story that I went on with my sister and finding out more about this world of intermittent fasting and, in the end, obviously skipping breakfast. I talk about everything about nutrition, but I also dive a little bit more into kind of the healthy mindset and kind of getting your mind in a place ready to kind of go on your health journey, whatever that may be. And I think it's something that's definitely forgotten about these days, in that we're always so busy trying to earn more money or work more, and I think it's definitely being a detriment to our health because we're just not spending enough time on ourselves and being selfish. And I don't think that's a bad thing, and I don't want to come across as a bad thing, but I think being selfish and taking care of yourself first to allow you to be in a place to be able to take care of others, rather than taking care of other people or other things, and then when you're ready and got time left over, you'll take care of yourself. It just never happens, and I'm sure many of you can relate to that, that we never kind of take that time to really take care of ourselves. So I talk about that healthy mindset, as well as obviously the health side with nutrition. And at the end, there's a 16-week program for both male and female that details everything that you'll need to do, everything you'll need to eat, everything you'll need to do with regards to exercise, everything you'll need to do for those little hacks to kind of make skipping breakfast for the first time a little bit easier. It details it for you word by word, day by day, week by week. So again, a little bit of a sales pitch, but for $30, I don't think there's another book on the market at the moment that is as detailed and as straightforward as this book to follow. It's not sciencey in any way, but it does outline the science. But it's kind of written in a way that kind of enables people to kind of understand what I'm trying to come across. Sorry, I've been just told again.
Can you sign one live and use it as a prize?
I can do that for you, why not? I'll do that in a second. So yes, I think, as I said, it's a fantastic book. I'm biased, obviously it's my book, but I do believe it is spoken to a way that everyone can understand, and it's not one of those books that you'll be reading and kind of just go, I have no idea what he's talking about. But I think, again, something that I do completely different in this book that no one else has done, or no other professional, another kind of weight loss or nutrition guide or any kind of book in that matter, I actually give you my personal email in this, much to the, I guess, my publisher had said not to do it because she said, I do believe it's going to be a success, and what happens if 20, 40, 50, 100,000 people email you directly? And I said, I will spend every single moment of my life returning every single one of those emails if that's the case. And I think that's a very good problem to have, not a bad problem. So I give you my personal email in that. So if you do ever have a question that comes to mind that you're just a little bit stumped on, you've come across something in the book that you're not sure of, you can email me and I'll always answer that question. There's not a day I won't kind of go through my email and be just absolutely chuffed to see people asking me questions, because then I know obviously people are buying the book, but people are engaged and really kind of wanting to learn more. So that's the book, guys. I've got 100 here to go through. There was a special 50 that I did. That's a limited edition that 50 people bought. That's never going to be done again. Those 50 are already gone, so I'm sorry. If you wanted one of them, you can't have them. But there are some left of these. Of the 100, there's probably about 20, 25 left. So if you do want one, leave a comment here and let me know. I'll certainly get back to you. It's not to say I won't be doing another print run, but I won't be doing another print run for a while. So if you do want to get one of these, let me know. And as I said, Amy just said I need to sign one live, and I will. I'll give this away free to someone who gives me a reason to why I should give it to them. So if you leave a comment down there, and or you can email me directly if you don't want to kind of put your story on the Facebook, that's completely fine. Either email me directly or put it in the comments and tell me exactly why you deserve this book above anyone else, and I'll pick one, not at random, I'll go through them and kind of really think and look at the ones that kind of deserve it the most. But my personal signature, I don't even know if I've got like a celebrity signature, or should I do my my standard one, should I? But so
Standard one's pretty fancy already.
So there it is, guys. Personally signed. Very first copy ever signed. So that'll be going down in history to the first one ever signed. That's free to any one of you guys who leave a comment to say why you deserve it above everyone else, or email me directly. If you don't know my email, leave the comment saying what is your email and I'll get that out to you. So I guess that's it, guys. As I said, I've got a lot of work over this weekend. I've got 50, as I said, to initially mail out, plus another kind of 70 or so. So I'll be spending most of my Easter weekend putting these into parcels, signing them out to people who've already got them and getting them out as quick as I can. Thank you very much for coming along this journey. It's only beginning, even though I've been on this journey for the book for the last 2 years, but I guess in my career and my kind of path of education for the last 15 years. But as I said, it's only beginning. We're only 7 weeks away from leaving and moving to France. Again, some of you may or may not know that, but we're off and moving to France. As I said, my life changed and it's certainly become much more about spending quality time with my family. And what's that saying? Working to live, but living to work, or
Not living to work.
yeah, so that comment, whatever that quote is kind of thing, I think that we were put on this planet to kind of enjoy our time, not to do a 9-to-5 job. And that's one of the reasons why I started my own business, that I wanted to be in control of my life and my hours. But as many of you may or may not know, if you've started your own business, running your own business, you don't get control of your life as much as the kind of the social media world out there says. Oh, you just sit on beaches and you kind of lap at martinis and you can enjoy life just lapping on by and watching the money roll in. That's just not the case, and it's an absolute falsity that even exists. And if you ever read an Instagram post of a guy lying on, or a female lying on a bed with money all around him saying, I've got the secret to living a cash-free life and yada, whatever they say, it's an absolute joke and it's bullshit. Running your business is hard, it's relentless, it's day in and day out, but I love it. I love running a business, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But to you guys, I hope you all have a lovely evening. My gorgeous girl, we're about to jump in the shower and get her to bed. But again, I can't thank you enough, guys. It's only you that have made this possible. You supported me. You've been there from the beginning. To my friends, my family, my clients, my wife and my daughter, I say good night, and I'll see you sometime soon. Thanks a lot, guys. See you next time.